Welcome back, dear viewers. This is Maverick here with another episode of the Millionaire Detective. So, anyways, last episode I kind of tore into the episode at hand, most particular in the backstory revolving Haru and his actions and whatnot. In retrospect, as some of you guys have said, maybe I'm looking a bit too seriously at a series that is supposed to be more or less a gag comedy anime, right? And that may be true, and in my defense, I did mention that during my review section as well, right? But still, I think one thing that I will not compromise in terms of making my videos is speaking up my thoughts, right? Otherwise, why do this, right? If you guys want to see reactors who do like crazy reactions and going all over the place with their emotions and energy and whatnot, there are many more reactors that are better at doing that than I am. Now, I do like to, as I typically say, stylize my videos more so during the review parts and speak my mind as to those aspects. But in any case, well, that definitely doesn't stop me from trying to continue to enjoy the series. I still enjoy the concept, and of course, I still want to see what antics our boys are up to this week. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Ernie Perlex. Or Daisuke? Storming up. Okay. Seems serious. Seems like a serious event. But most probably it isn't, right? Yeah. But anyways, continue on with what I was saying during the opening. I guess I'll just try and not take Haru seriously either. The thing is, well, as far as I know, in the original novel of this, it wasn't meant to be a comedy. It was just an interesting premise, if you will. Alright, what's troubling you, Daisuke? Out with it. Hmm? You can say this over the phone? Okay. So I guess this is going to be an episode where Daisuke tries to do things without outside help. Yep. No phone, no mic, no earpiece. Yep. Just gonna have to roll up his sleeves and go search for him. Well, you're easy. Ah, saw that coming a mile away. It's possible that he went back to find a breeder, right? On a visit. They're like, this guy has no. They're literally treating him like a puppy. That's funny. They're like, he has no living abilities if he doesn't have his butler or his money. No? Is it actually Shiro? You're being... that's kind of funny. Oh, isn't that embarrassing? He doesn't know where his home is. I think he's probably at the breeders. Here's another person that needs walking home. How's he gonna break the news? Train fare? He's under surveillance. You are dotting over him way too much to say. Such a big baby. It was the natto. Man. I was thinking sister, but considering the sort of, I don't know, maybe a cousin. Welcome to real life, Daisuke. It's like, what the hell is this? You don't even have a bandage, dude? Now that's something that a normal household should have. Curry. He looks like a character out of like a Korean manhwa or something. He looks Korean, I gotta say. Oh, oh, it's a pour beer. Iberico. He's trying to impress him now. Oh. Good job, dude. Well, some TV drama. Well, we certainly see where Haru got his personality from. Like the justice at the end there, at the on the wall there. Oh, Tayoni Horu, actually. That's a reference to a very popular police drama. I think back in the 80s, actually, the late 80s. Oh. Ah, come on. It's some nice experience for him. Even the AI is getting sassy here. Probably not. You're sleeping. This dude. Okay. I'm guessing at the end, he's still going to be using his powers, his magic, to find a dog. Once again, I think he's at the computers. Oh, there we go. Magic has been cast. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not actually. Huh. Really? Yeah. Hmm. Nice little white lie. Do you know the way home? Right, and he's gonna tell them to use Kato's family recipe for the natto, right? Yep. There we go. The Kato family recipe. Hey, they actually did the entire fees for the natto and whatnot at the very end there. Alright, nice little slice of life here. See you guys after this. Okay, that was episode 4, and I gotta say, for all its lack of, the bells and whistles and whatnot, and the completely over extravagant spending that we've come to expect from Daisuke here, this is actually quite the enjoyable episode, right? It's quite calm, but we get to see their more closer interactions. We get to see Daisuke being put in some situations which he's completely unfamiliar with. We definitely do see how he is pretty much still definitely a spoiled child, at his core, right? But still, it seems that Haru is sort of rubbing off on him in a way with his more, how should I say it, more commoner stuff, if you will, and that is a good thing, I would say. So there were quite a few things that were expected developments in this episode, and then there were a few things that came as a surprise as well. Now, probably the one good thing and one bad thing, actually. The bad thing, of course, would have to be that Shiro actually passed away, right? That was something I was not expecting. I fully expected at the end there for, after the way that I was picturing this episode to end was that, okay, so after Daisuke said goodbye to Haru in the morning, he went back and then he utilized his powers to find Shiro and bring him back, right? And then maybe later on at night we see him still, of course, making that natto dish, if you will. That would be my expected development of the situation. But as it turns out, Shiro was actually dead, so unfortunate for the poor dog. However, the sort of pleasant surprise here is and I guess it is a sort of testament to Daisuke as well, he actually does have some detective instincts, some detective chops with him, right? He did not actually utilize any of his AI or monetary powers, but instead he just simply deducted, what was a reasonable conclusion to all this. He investigated the nearby hospitals to see if there were any any dogs that got hit and whatnot, and then he found out the solution by just going back to the breeders and buying a brother of the dog, right? So that is actually quite quite outside the box thinking from him as well, and yeah, pleasant surprise that he did manage to solve this problem without any outside assistance here. For the rest of the episode, I mean, there's not really that much to talk about. We were this close to actually gaining some insight as to why Daisuke specifically chose this department to enter. I mean, if you guys recall back to episode 1, I believe, Daisuke could have literally went to a much more prestigious division and whatnot and really get into investigating like very, very serious crime, but he chose this department, and he definitely already had some prior intelligence on Haru as well, right? So unfortunately we didn't get a complete answer here, but that is of course something to be seen in the future. And to be honest, I was totally expecting them to have a yaoi scene, like maybe when they wake up, maybe they're literally like sleeping next to each other or something like that, but thankfully, or I guess to some people, maybe unfortunately, it did not happen. I mean, it's just all in all just a fun little episode here, and it was nice seeing Suze acting all flustered as well. She's definitely dotting over him a little bit too much, right? There is a limit to how much you shelter a guy like him. But yeah, just fun all around. Oh, and of course we see the reference to Tayo ni Hoero, which is I think in this particular episode they made a sort of parody of it. I think there was, what was it called? Cry to the Sun, whereas the original, the thing that they're parodying, is a long-running television drama series called Roar to the Sun, or Roar into the Sun, which is like a very, very super popular detective / police drama series, basically, around the 80s in Japan. Like, it literally influenced tons of works and all that. So nice little reference here, but probably very unknown outside Japan. So just a little bit of trivia for you guys. And I think this also ties into what I was talking about last episode, right? Like, Haru has his ideals, his sort of ideal of how a police officer should be, right? And we could definitely see that, even though sure he's trying to say that he's the face of justice and all, and doing what's morally right, what's morally wrong, I think deep down, just to get a little bit serious yet again, I feel like he's trying to literally embody what he is seeing in these dramas, even if it isn't particularly necessary to have that kind of conflict, to have that kind of drama. No, just saying. We can clearly see where he draws his inspiration from, right? But yeah, anyways, that's it for this episode. Really enjoyed this a lot. In fact, I would not have been disappointed if this is actually the continuing episode after the delays and whatnot. It was fun, right? And we got to see some different sides of both Haru and Daisuke, and that is a good thing. So anyways, that's it for episode 4. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys next week as well. And bye-bye.